All right, I think I get the idea. All right, let's talk about Mighty Bomb Jack for a little bit. Um, there is so much more depth to that game than I thought. When I touched this like a long time ago, we're talking more than a decade ago, I assumed this was just kind of like a rudimentary platformer. But this game has a lot of systems to it. Like, the fact that you can get all those endings and have those treasure stuff, yeah, there's a lot to unpack here. And there's multiple paths that you can take. And then to get like all those different endings. I feel like if you really wanted to seriously complete this game, though, you probably need a guide because there's a lot that this game really doesn't tell you. It's very dense, but there's actually fun to be had here. Mighty Bomb Jack jump is incredible. Like, he jumps so freaking high that it's actually nuts. It's actually pretty nuts. But as cool as that is, that of course is also a downside too, because if you jump too high, well, you don't have a choice. You have to jump high. But as you're jumping, it's really hard to navigate. Like, a lot of, when the enemies are like closing into you, you kind of have to master Jack's jumping because you can't do short jumps. You can't. It's one jump. It's one jump and it's big. So if enemies are coming towards you, you have to know how high Jack jumps and where he can move. And it's hard. It's hard. It's easier when you have more precision in your jumps, but the high jump means, he can get to high places, obviously, but it means the enemies can get to you easier if you're not careful. So, big part of the game is mastering the fact that he does have this pretty high jump and kind of adjusting to that fact as you go. But I do enjoy the mobility of the game. I do enjoy the subtle challenge there is to it. That hidden torture room system is whack. I don't know if it's whack in a bad way or whack in a good way, but like, it's interesting. Like, this is a fascinating game. I'm going to give it that. Like, I can understand why a lot of people hold this game. Like, it's a cult classic. It's not talked about like a Mario or a Zelda or anything like that as far as NES games. But those in the know who do talk about this game, they insist this is a high quality game, and I see it. I do see it. There's some fun to be had in this game for sure. It's hard to. I think it does hold up, Mighty Bomb Jack, but like, you can't just play this game by itself and just expect to do anything. Like, a lot of NES games, because of the technical limitation, they couldn't really explain a whole bunch to you in these games. Mighty Bomb Jack, you can pick it up and play it, but understanding it is something that you're either gonna have to do to like do trial and error or through guides. And even through trial and error, there's a lot I don't think you'll be able to figure out like right away or if ever. It's very much a game that like I think you like. Again, the games came with booklets. I feel like you would need a guide to like really get the most out of this game. That's just my thoughts. So, as far as whether it holds up, it's fun to play. I think it's definitely worth giving a try. But as far as holding up, like, not without a guide. That's my opinion. I think you need something to like, if you really want to give this game like a serious go. It's, again, like I just said, it's fun to play. Like, anyone could pick up this game and have a good time just like moving around and jumping and collecting the chests. But if you really want to complete this game, then you need guides. And I really don't. That's kind of a point against the game, honestly. That it's so deep and doesn't really tell you enough that you need it. That I feel like you need a guide. That's why I said this game is fascinating, because I haven't encountered any other NES game that is like this, where I feel like you need a guide just to kind of like really get to the intricacies of this game. But if you're willing to do that work, then no, yeah, this is definitely a fun game to play. I would give it a recommend. So I guess in that sense, if it's fun, it does hold up. But you need more. You just need more if you seriously want to complete this